Picture this. It's the autumn of 1918. World War I is raging across the forests of northeastern France. American commanders have a huge problem. Every time they plan an attack, the German forces seem to know exactly what's coming. Their field telephones and radio lines are being tapped, and entire offensives are getting shut down before they even start. But among the soldiers of the 36th Infantry Division were men from the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. They noticed something everyone else had missed. The Germans could understand English and even broken French. But they had absolutely no clue what to make of the Choctaw language. It was mostly unwritten, spoken fluently by only a handful of people outside their community, and completely unknown in Europe. So, during the Meuse-Argonne offensive, these Choctaw soldiers proposed a revolutionary idea. What if they transmitted orders not in English, but in their own language? The results were immediate and dramatic. German units, which had been so good at predicting American moves, were suddenly confused and slow to react. U.S. troop movements became coordinated again, and attacks that had failed time after time started to succeed. But how did they do it? It wasn't a simple one-to-one translation. Modern warfare had words the Choctaw language had never needed, like machine gun or artillery. So, they improvised. They created descriptive phrases on the spot. Artillery became big guns. Machine guns were described as guns that fired really, really fast. A battalion became a group of many soldiers moving together. The language was fluid, quick, and completely unbreakable for the enemy. American officers quickly saw the genius of this strategy. More Choctaw speakers were brought to communication posts, and their language became a vital tool for frontline coordination. In fact, one U.S. Army report later stated that German intelligence was rendered completely ineffective once Choctaw was introduced. The Meuse-Argonne offensive turned into the largest American military operation of the war, with over 1 million U.S. soldiers. It was a decisive factor in breaking German defenses and ending the war. And while artillery and infantry pushed the fight forward, it was the Choctaw code talkers who made sure the orders got through safely. When the war ended in November 1918, these soldiers returned home quietly. There were no parades, no medals, and very little official recognition. At the time, Native Americans weren't even considered U.S. citizens, and many faced terrible discrimination when they came back. For decades, their incredible contribution remained a forgotten footnote in history, buried in military records. It wasn't until the late 20th century that historians started to piece together the truth. They found wartime reports describing how indigenous language speakers had turned the tide of battle. Finally, the Choctaw Nation's role was recognized as the very first use of Native American code talkers by the U.S. military. In 2008, the Choctaw code talkers of World War I received official recognition from the U.S. Army. Then, in 2013, the U.S. Congress awarded them and other Native American code talkers the Congressional Gold Medal, honoring their service and sacrifice. The Choctaw men who spoke into those field telephones in the forests of France you would have known they were inventing a new form of warfare. But their voices, once ignored, once nearly erased, ended up changing military history forever. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as inspiring as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more incredible hidden histories. See you in the next one.